Good evening, sir.
So, guys, we'll be starting in just a minute. Call everyone, call your friends and batchmates for the Q&A session. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Good evening.
So,
Sir, we are beginning in just a few minutes. We are waiting for the participants to join.
Okay, no issue. I'm here only. Just let me know if I am required anytime.
Yes, sir.
Sure, sir.
Sure, sir.
Guys, we'll start at 7:15. So call all your batchmates, all your friends, so that if anyone is having any doubt related to Dhairya, they can clear it in this meet. Okay, sir.
Good evening, everyone. All the first year and second year students who are here, please try to call your friends. This is a great opportunity. So we'll be starting at 7:15 in 2 minutes. So quickly call your friends.
Good evening, everyone. I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, so it's a great evening. We are here to, have a Q&A session and discuss the various problem statements about TAKSHAK. So, like to begin this event, we would like to first. I would like everyone to acknowledge the presence of Professor Arunuda Dayal sir. He's our esteemed guest here. Next, like I would like to begin this event with the introduction to the Robotronics Club, Robo ISM. So to for that, I would like to call a great senior of mine who taught me a lot of things, and who is the co-coordinator of Takshak, Ayush Gupta sir. You have the floor.
Thank you, Dan. Firstly, good evening, everyone present over here. So, talking about Robotronics Club. Robotronics Club, also known as Robo ISM, is the official robotics and AI club of IIT ISM Dhanbad. Robo ISM is a student-run body which aims for exploration, development, and expansion of the knowledge of robotics in amongst the students of IIT ISM Dhanbad. Robo ISM has been well known for attacking the real-life problem with the approach of solving it using robotics and artificial intelligence. Throughout the years, Robo ISM has been delivering various of its products, including Rubik's Cube solvers, then farming robots, and many more. Robotics Club of IIT ISM Dhanbad is a fraternity, not just a group, but a faction of such students whose passion dwells in beholding the wires and metal wedges a machine. The club, throughout its regular lectures and workshop, is precisely involved in production of robots, autonomous and semi-autonomous both. A lot many more that has helped in development of diverse robotic arsenal for the club. Apart from the technical growth of the individuals, it teaches team the development and working precisely with each other with sincerity and a heap of relational ability, which is important for fundamental life development of every individual. With this, I would like to welcome every one of you for today's Q&A session. And as I am speaking, I would request you all to explore the field of robotics, and for the same, our various social media websites and also our official website of Robotics Club and TAKSHAK will be posted in the comment section. I request you all to go through all of them. Now, with this, I would like to call Karan Soni, who is the event coordinator for TAKSHAK 22. Karan, over to you.
Thank you very much, Ayush. So you got to know about what Robotronic Club is, what actually Robotronics Club do, what members of Robotronics Club do every day. So let's move on to TAKSHAK, what TAKSHAK is. So let's give you some information about TAKSHAK. TAKSHAK is a Sanskrit name taken from Hindu mythology, which carries a meaning associated with it, with managing, creating, or maintaining anything. So it is the best name fitting to the robotic fest that we are organizing. So introducing TAKSHAK, as TAKSHAK is East India's largest robotics fest, organized by Robotronics Club, the robotics and AI club of IIT ISM Dhanbad. So the TAKSHAK. So how many of you know when TAKSHAK started? Many of you might be knowing about it. TAKSHAK, the first edition of TAKSHAK was conducted previous year, which was TAKSHAK 21, which was organized by our seniors and our batchmates. So the tagline of TAKSHAK is from thought to reality. Previous year, TAKSHAK was also just a thought. We never had conducted any such big fest in the field of robotics, although none of the member of IIT ISM Dhanbad conducted such a huge fest in field of robotics. So it was just the hard work and the, we can say, toil of our seniors and our batchmates, which made the TAKSHAK 21, the first edition of TAKSHAK, such a huge success. And by huge success, I just don't mean in the words. We received the footfall of around 3,500 plus participants in just first edition of TAKSHAK. So you can imagine how much huge was the reach of TAKSHAK in this first edition. So let me show you some glimpse of the first edition of TAKSHAK before moving forward. So just a second, I will be sharing my screen with you all, and let's see the small glimpse of TAKSHAK.
It's back to the basics without you now. I'm trying not to wonder. You told me I should take a look around. Lost it all, and it's no wonder how it came to be. I'm stepping out the door of you and me. I'm crossing out the eyes and what they've seen. I'm better off, I'm better off, I'm better. It's time for me to breathe. I'm gasping for the air you stole from me. I'm crossing out the eyes and what they see. I'm better off, I'm better off, I'm better off.
So this was a small glimpse of Takshak 21. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. So moving to Takshak 22, which is going to be organized this year. Takshak 22 is not. You saw that Takshak 21 was totally a online mode fest. So this year in Takshak 22, we are coming with a bang with a hybrid mode. The fest will be starting in online mode with few events, and the finalized stage of the event where the final submissions will happen is going to be happen in IITISM Dhanbad campus in the January end part. So how many of you guys know what's going to be in Takshak 22? I hope many of you guys might have seen the regular posting or in social media channels and all. So in previous edition of Takshak, there were just 5 events. This year we are adding a 6th event, which is very interesting event. The most, we can say, excited field of present in robotics, which is Dhairya. So before moving to Dhairya, let me show you what is going to happen in this year's fest. What is going to happen in this year in Takshak. So just let me share my screen. Just a few seconds. So yeah, I hope my screen is visible. So here we go. So guys, this was just a small glimpse of Takshak. Takshak that is going to happen this year, Takshak 22. So let's move on to the part for which you have all came here for the Q&A session of Dhairya, the first event and the biggest and the most interesting event of Takshak 2022. Before moving to Dhairya, let me show you a small glimpse of Dhairya also. It's a very well documented, very well knitted, very well framed event where the participants are surely going to enjoy in participating in it. So just give me a few seconds where I share my screen. Yep. So here we go. I hope my screen is visible. Yeah. So guys, this was the video about Dhairya. So let's move on to the very interesting part of this Q&A session. So calling on upon stage, my very dear friend Drusha, who is a very hardworking person and has a very huge role in framing this event. So calling on upon stage, Drusha. Dhru, over to you.
Thank you very much, Karan, for also calling me hardworking. Though for this fest, I have seen Karan has been more hardworking. So good evening, everyone. I hope you have been enjoying the session till now. You got to know a little bit about what RoboISM Robotronics Club and in general what Takshak as a fest is. So has anyone gone through the website of Takshak 2022? If you have, you can raise your hands right now so that we get to know how many of you have gone through the website, have a brief idea of what the club is, what the events are going to be. Okay, so I see the numbers are increasing little by little. Okay, Can we see more raise of hands? Okay, so approximately I think out of 77 people, 80 people who are here in Meet, 20 or so have gone through the website. Cool. Now I would like to know, all of you can write down in the chat how many events were there last year in Takshak 21. You can take your time, find out from wherever you can. We have shared a few. Okay, so Meghdeep Biswas says 5 events. Okay, how many of you think he's right? You can write in the chat box. How many do you think? Take a guess. Okay, okay. Cool. So yes. So the ones who are saying 5, excellent. You're all correct. But let's see who was the first one to say 5. Meg Biswas, yes. Meg, do you also know the names of what those 5 events were last year? Are you here, Meg? Yes, you can unmute. And do you know what the names of these 5 events were last year in Takshak?
So it was like Krutak,
Okay,
Vashishta, Navyantra,
right.
Ishana, and Utkranti.
Oh, wonderful. I think Karan will have to give him a good gift now. He's absolutely right. Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Meg. So, yes, Utkranti, Vichesta, Ishana, uh, and 2 more, right? So, this year, actually, we thought, what's the fun going to be if we are going to have same 5 events this time also? So, what we thought is we could add another event. So, Dhairya, right? What does Dhairya mean? It means patience, right? So this is the new event that we are going to launch in this second edition of Takshak. And what we were planning was, it of course had to be something new, right? That's um really in the market, in the like something that is the need of the hour. So we went to Professor Arun Dayaluday, our club advisor, and he's the one whom we always go to when in need for ideas or any help. And without any doubt, sir exclaimed that it should be something related to deep sea mining. Now, we were initially baffled because we didn't have any knowledge, and the club also has no history of doing any underwater robotics. So, deep sea mining in itself means there has to be something that is going to be autonomous or remotely controlled, but underwater robotics. So, I guess most of you have gone through the website and have checked what the events are, and have also gone through what the area is. And if you have not, I'll just briefly go through the problem statement. So it's just that India has this land mass that's huge, it's fertile, all of it, but there are depleting resources. It's limited. We cannot mine above a certain safety limit, which is why we'll have to go to the Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean turns out has this vast variety of and majority of reserves of minerals, petroleum, natural gas, all of these resources, which we can use for our own benefit. So, is anyone aware of what are these minerals that can be easily find out? I mean, it's in a large chunk and it's in demand. Is anyone aware of a few minerals or metals? You can raise your hands or unmute yourself and speak out. Okay, so in the chat, manganese, lithium, right? So yeah, so these are the minerals: manganese, lithium, nickel, cobalt. And it turned out, I was reading an article today. Nickel is the 5th most abundant element. I didn't know this. Nickel turns out to be the 5th most abundant element, but the problem is it's only found in the core. It's not in the crust. It's not in the seabed. So we'll have to go to this seabed underwater to find such minerals. And that's the key here. There are a lot of IITs: IIT Bombay, IIT Kanpur, Kharagpur, Madras, Delhi. Everyone has been working on this problem of underwater robotics, and IIT Bombay has done exceptionally well. They have been going to events international events also, and they've been winning stuff there. So all in all, I think resources for underwater robotics are plenty, not enough, but plenty to at least start and tinker and think out of the box, think creative. So our aim here is to make a robot which can go to just let's say 2 meters deep or even less than that. And it has to have a gripper which can hold things and take it up to the surface. So that's the problem statement overall. We'll have a container, it will be water filled. We'll have some pebbles kind of or potatoes which you will have to pick up using a robot, and it has to go underwater. It has to use everything like navigation, computer vision. It will have cameras, it will have to detect. So it will be a lot of fun. The resources I'll let you know from where you can study. Now, so Professor Arun Uday has been an assistant professor here in Department of Mechanical Engineering. I am also from Mechanical Engineering in our college IIT ISM Dhanbad, and he has been working on hardcore robotics and automation since we came to the college. He's also the director of his incubated company Aduza here, which he himself and Professor Zafar Alam have founded. Unfortunately, Professor Zafar Alam, the faculty in charge of our club, he will not be able to join us today. But Professor Arun Uday has been an extraordinarily has had extraordinarily good academic background. He did his PhD from Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, in industrial robotics, and also worked as an assistant professor for more than I think almost 12 years at BITS Mesra. He's also done his masters from BITS Mesra, and to my surprise, he's also written a book when he was a postgraduate student there. So, Professor Arun Uday, I would like you to address the students, and please tell us a little bit about how TAKSHAK is as an event, and if you could motivate all the students and us to participate and think about this problem statement of Dhairya. Are you here, Professor Arun?
Yes, Dhruv, I am here. And thanks for the intro. Yes, I was at BIT Mesra earlier. BITS and Mesra is different. BITS is Birla Institute of Science and Technology. That is in, you call it now, BITS Pilani. Okay, the Goa campus is there. So
Okay.
that belongs to CK Birla Group, and that belongs to Adit Birla Group, and this is CK Birla Group.
Oh, I
Dono bhai
apologize, sir.
no, no, need not. You may not be knowing it. So
Yes,
anyway, so yes, this problem, this Takshak I have also mentored last year. Last year, that problem statement were all discussed. It went all very fine. Unfortunately, that was mostly online. Okay, this time it is very good that it is going to happen everything offline. So we do expect a lot more to see live over here in our campus, and through different prototypes and different submissions that you all will do. The problem goes on with our director. He recently introduced me to this problem and wanted me to go to NIOT. Okay, NIOT and National Institute of Oceanography. One is there at Goa, I think, and another one is at Chennai. Okay, so people, yes, we have already started deep sea mining. India has already started deep sea mining, and we have pretty more to go, a long way to go now as compared to France and many other developed nations. More than 5 nations have already dipped in so deep. So to begin with that problem now, I thought of releasing a problem statement, see what youngsters do think, how we should explore. Because things in the deep mine is still unexplored, just like open space. Space is unexplored, so with the deep sea mine also. We have abundant of resource, that is for sure. Okay, people have already done some sample collection and they have found out, and a huge area at the deep sea is now allotted to India. Now we are exploring how to dig them out and make some useful things out of it, and those resources are rare. We are already importing quite a lot of them. Okay, so that will be a very big import substitute if we can dig up that well. Okay, so that is the problem, and to find out the solution instead of going the way traditional way we have been doing since long time. Youngsters like you all now, you all can come up with something very very different we cannot even think of. So that was the reason things where we didn't give you any clue how things could be done. Maybe you can definitely go through some of the resources online. Okay, that will, I don't know whether that will take you to a proper final solution maybe. Okay, so that is why instead of telling just like a Robocon event, no, they give some tentative animation video how this can be done. Okay, so in this case, we have not given you any clue, any video. But the problem is there in front of you. Rules we can set definitely. Initially, it will be relaxed. Maybe later on in another Takshak and all, we can even frame the rules as it is going stringent day by day. Right. So that is the reason this problem came up. We want to see good solutions which are possible. Do you think? Why do you think that is possible? So that's what we'll be curing on you once you submit your prototype and demonstrate somewhere. So we'll find out means whether it is really feasible, whether it is innovative, not just innovative, it should be feasible, it should be working, and you should have proper answer to why you have done it. Okay, sometimes we even cannot recall, just like a modern art now, where is the thing which is lying, which they claim now. So your claim should be should have a proper answer to it, right? So that's the way it will be judged. I hope the problem statement is quite clear. You can see the press release note published by the government already. He will share with you. Okay. Cabinet has already approved deep sea ocean mission, and there are news around what are the pros and cons. Maybe you can take help of those news, maybe few journals which are there, maybe how it is already done by France and many other companies. Okay, so you can go through those documents and prepare your own, right? How you want to approach to this problem, right? Doing with Jugaad, yes, initially it will help, but it should be more concrete the way it moves on further. Okay. So I think that's all as an introduction I can tell. And okay, Dhruv, please go ahead, and if at all there is any query, I am around. So just ping me, I am here.
Sure.
Okay,
Thank you
that's
so
all.
much, sir.
Thanks a lot. Our best wishes to everyone.
Thank you
Sorry.
very much, sir. So yes, that indeed, as Professor told, there are resources that you can surely go through. And what we would also like to share is that we have taken sessions for second year students, and we have posted those live stream videos on our YouTube channel as a record. So first year students who would like to take reference from those resources, we have those videos that you can also go through to understand the fundamentals of electronics, mechanics, and everything, programming. So you can visit the RoboISM YouTube channel. The link has been shared in the chat. If Udayan, can you again share the links in the chat? It will be great. So all of you can go through this. And so yeah, any queries if you have already gone through the problem statement or have not gone through the problem statement, if you would like me to, make you understand even in a more better way or something. So now I think the floor is open. You can ask your questions in the chat or also raise your hands and we'll ask you to unmute and you can ask your questions if you have any. Any question, no problem. Even the most basic one, we'll solve it for you. Does anyone have any?
Sir, where we can find the club in the ISL for the workshop?
Okay, so like you want to make a robot and you want to do the work like the chassis building and all that stuff, are you asking?
Yes, sir. Matlab, सारे or interaction with the seniors like that.
Oh, so actually the club right now has a room in Student Activity Center, SAC, as you might know it. on first floor, and also there's a lab in NVCTI building, in CRE building, which is in, which is opposite to the Central Research Facility building. So yeah, you can visit the club room there.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Any questions related to this? What is the eligibility criteria to join in the robotics club? Okay, so joining the robotics club, there's a proper recruitment procedure that is followed, and it's under the student gymkhana that it announces that the recruitment for all the clubs has to start. It will most probably start in the next month. So yeah, that will be different. Takshak as a fest and Dhairya as an event is independent of the recruitment. Is there any seat limit? Yes, Udayan, do you have something to say?
Yes, sir. Actually, like this is a question of many people. Like I got this question. So, like, what are the deliverables in the first stage of the competition? So, what are the things we need to deliver?
Okay, so I think this has been mentioned in the rule book once. So, but it's good that you raised this point. So, we would like to clarify what we want in the mid evaluation, which is the first evaluation. We want a CAD model, which is like a very basic CAD model will also do. We want to understand what sensors, what components are you going to use in your robot, and how are you going to maneuver a robot, like how are you going to control the depth of your robot, the XY coordinate of your robot. Is it remotely controlled? Is it autonomous? Are you using cameras? Like, are you using computer vision or some proximity sensors? What are you going to use? So we need kind of a documentation which is, well prepared, has everything enough that we understand your approach, how you're going to navigate, what are the transmitter receivers that you're going to use. And yeah, so I think more specific um, uh, feedback even we will be able to get once we start getting your submissions. So CAD mod, and it will be an open discussion kind of a thing on Discord also. Once you register for it, we'll be keeping in touch with you and your growth throughout this. You know, yes, Professor.
Yes, I want to introduce the environment down below. What I see now, there are once you go down below to the ocean deep, what happens? There is too much of sediments which are there, micro sediments. Okay, what happens as soon as you do too much of turbulence down below, it can create a huge lot of mist over there. Okay, fog like a thing. Okay, and your visibility will be seriously influenced. Okay, so what happens? You won't be able to use any vision sensors. So if at all you come up with a solution that doesn't make much of a turbulence to do the, so if at all many motions are there, let's say you have fins, you have propeller, you have anything like that which can create too much of turbulence, that definitely has a bad impact. Not just it will stop the functioning of your robot, it will also stop the vision system of your robot if at all it is used. Okay, so that is one. So and it also has too much of environmental impacts too.
Right,
Okay,
sir.
so once that mist is raised, no, it will take sometimes months or even years to deposit back. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
you are going to ruin up whole of the environment over there. Not just the environment visibility, maybe due to that, now too much of bio life will be hampered too. Okay, so that is one. And there are ocean currents. Okay, if you are using any tethered cable that goes down below, you have to take care of those cables. Okay, you start landing from the top and you land up somewhere else because of those currents. You have to take care of those currents if possible. Okay, it is not a still water as you may think of a sea type of environment. It is currents are there. Even in sea, it is not a river, but still currents are there. Okay, so and deep sea, you may not have light. Okay, so these are some of the things that you should take care of. So you should have rather your own light source, if at all you are using camera. Okay, and you can use different techniques like submarines, fins, or maybe propeller, maybe something else. Okay, different ways you can explore. Okay, you can have, now you know the environment, it is deep, filled up with pressure, too much of overhead pressure is there. So water ingress is a typical problem. Anything can get compressed. Okay, so ingress problem is there, visibility problem is there, right? And currents are there, and environmental impacts are there. So these are the 4 5 things that you should keep in mind when you design. So when we judge the prototype submitted by you, we'll see whether these things are taken care of or not. So better do good literature when you propose a solution for this type of environment. Yes. Okay, please go ahead.
Sure, thank you, sir. Yes, this was actually important. I missed this part where turbulence can play a huge role for computer vision as well as for the environmental impact of the seabed. Yes, sir. Thank you. So, any other doubts? Is this a competition like we will have to build or design everything by ourselves, or we will be helped or taught with the robots or drones, etc.? Okay, so it will be both of this actually. So you will have to bring up your own creativity in designing and while you're fabricating if you're selected. So that creativity and that effort has to be put in from your side. But it's not that we'll not be, helping you at all. We'll be providing you with resources, and also if possible we'll be conducting, small sessions on IoT or sensors or computer vision in between, which will help you to advance further in this problem statement and to find the solution. And what are we intended to do in those events? What are the dates and venues, etc.? Okay, so everything will be in college itself. If you are selected for the final round of Dhairya, then it's all offline, and it's on 28th of January actually. And the online part, so mid evaluation is online, so don't worry. So all of those submissions, codes or articles or documentation, everything has to be submitted online. So yes, Shruti, how much depth will the robot go? So the depth, I think we have kept as 2 meter, but the no, I think, yeah, 1.5 meter, as Shambabu's answer. So 1.5 meter is the depth that you have to take care of. You can also participate individually, but the maximum team size has to be 7. Once you register for the event, you will also be getting a booklet on guiding you how you can start and how you can solve the problem statement and achieve something out of this, at least as a learning. I think also that booklet will be shared with you, with all of you after the event, right, Udayan, Karan?
Yep, definitely. Just after.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
I think I'll just encourage all of you to go through these problem statements and register for it, so that at least we can guide you in approaching a solution for this by giving you resources. What should be the weight capacity of the bot? So we haven't put any constraints on the weight, but we have put constraints on what volume it should be. So it should be enclosed in a half-meter cube. Okay, zero 0.5 into 0.5 into 0.5 meters is what we have kept it. Any other question, Shyam?
So they are asking about dimensions.
Yeah, so the dimensions are 0.5 meter into 0.5 meter into 0.5 meter. The robot should be within that size, but no constraints on the weight. So where could we get the materials for building or designing a robot? Okay, very good question. So if you qualify for this final round where you will have to actually fabricate the robot, you will be getting assistance from RoboISM members, and you will have to buy the materials from yourself but we'll be telling you where you can buy all the like the components and stuff from. It will be in Dhanbad also, and also if something's not available, we will be telling you where you can buy it online. What type of communication can we expect underwater? Okay, so if it's autonomous, then I think transmitter receiver is an option, or you can put in sonar sensors. You can ask us to put sonar sensors in the seabed or something like that. But what we'll suggest is, if you're a beginner, you can try, remote control the robot. So, like using the transmitter and receiver. Okay, so for the first round, which is the mid evaluation, you just have to submit the CAD design and the algorithms, your strategy of how you're going to solve. You don't have to make a prototype. Any other questions? So we would
So
only
they are asking, is there any pressure criteria to be kept in mind?
pressure criteria. So you mean pressure underwater? Do they mean?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there will be no other external pressure that we will be putting in. Okay, so you can just estimate what it's like 1 to 1.5 meter down. There will be no other external pressures. So yeah, that's the only physical pressure that you'll have to take care of for your robot. No, first year students are allowed to participate individually also. Like even one member is allowed, and within first year also you can make your team, no problem. If it does not have a senior, it's completely fine. It's also fine if you want, if you know some senior who are doing good and you would like to, make the uh, team with seniors also. That's also fine. By what date do we need to submit the design? Okay, so the tentative date for mid evaluation is 8th of January. Okay, but we'll see if we can extend and if people ask for it, participants ask for it. But the tentative and the correct date right now is 8th of January to submit your design. What is the max limit of weight to be taken by the bot? So I think it has been mentioned in the rule book that the objects that we, or pebbles or potatoes or whatever, will be keeping for your robot to pick up, the maximum weight of it will be 150 grams. Okay, there is no constraint on the weight of the robot. Okay, but how much it has to pick up, that is 150 grams at max. Okay, now it's up to you if you would like to have one gripper or multiple grippers, and then if your robot is able to handle, picking up 2 pebbles at a time or 3 pebbles at a time or multiple pebbles at a time, if you can make a web kind of something. Yes, in the first round you have to submit only the design of the robot and the algorithm navigation components that you are going to use. Okay, we will be providing this in Discord as a proper formatted way in what all you need to submit in the folder. Yes, make Biswas.
So I was telling that once can you say like the about other events also other than Dhairya?
Yeah, sure. So other events as usual are Utkranti, which is the drone race. So if you've had experience, or even if you've not had experience working or making drones, so you can participate in that. Another one is Navyantra, which is the hardware problem statement. So it will be using IoT sensors, automation, and kind of event. Then we have Vichesta, which is robot operating system based problem statement, and it will be mostly simulation based this time also, and it will be very fun as ROS is a good tech stack to learn if you're really interested in robotics. Um, Ishana is the computer vision problem statement, which I think includes deep learning or basic OpenCV. So all of these problem statements ka problems, I mean the document of problem statement and rule book you can find out on the events page on our website also. Okay, so you will be able to find out the description of all these events and what is going to be there in these events. Is that fine, Meg?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are the necessary skill set to participate in the area? Okay, so as a prerequisite, what we would suggest you to learn is basic Arduino programming, little bit of mechanics that you're already learning right now, and little bit of electronics you need to understand, and little bit of computer vision. Okay, not much. And all of these things have been already, put up as YouTube live streams and sessions on our YouTube channel, or the link that was shared above. So you can check it, you can explore on internet, and you can also take our help anytime. Okay, Arpit is asking, we are making it for deep sea mining, so is there any pressure criteria? Uh, well, at least for the event, uh, it's not going to be too real, right? I mean, we will not be able to replicate the underwater pressure that there will be 5 kilometers down. But for now, don't mind the pressure criteria. Okay. Does the dimension constraint of bot also include any extended gripper that may be attached in it? Okay. No. It's the main body of the robot which has to be enclosed in half a meter, half a meter, half a meter cube. The gripper can be any length. That's fine. But there's this constraint that your robot has to go completely underwater. Okay, it cannot be at the surface and just the arm that is uh, extending or lowering its length. So your robot must go underwater completely. Any other doubts? So I think that's it. There aren't a lot of questions. What would... Yes, Sri Vallabha.
If someone has zero experience in programming or designing or like building a robot, then can we just like learn anything from the YouTube, and what are the materials that you can follow? Can you suggest some of them?
Okay, so one of the YouTube channels that even I followed to learn Arduino programming was Paul McWhorter. So I'll just type it in the chat. You can search this on YouTube. Okay, Paul McWhorter. You can go to this. What should we call it? This YouTube channel, and you can find out the playlist for new Arduino tutorials. And there, from the basics, programming for Arduino has been taught. Also, how you can attach different sensors, the connections, all of it has been taught from very basic levels. So if you have no knowledge, even then you will be able to follow it. And also, other resources are there on our YouTube channel. Okay, so even you can follow our YouTube channel. So even for designing,
So
CAD tutorials have been taken. Yes, Shyam.
they are asking what type of marking schemes will be used.
Okay, so the precise marking scheme is not decided yet, but I'll tell you the few parameters that are there. You can also go through this in the rule book. More the number of pebbles that you will pick up in lesser time. These are the two main parameters. Okay, then the design, the credibility, the algorithms, the creativity. These are the things that will be uh, keeping as parameters for marking. Okay. Any other obstacles that will be placed underwater? No, there will be no other obstacles that will be placed underwater. Only the potatoes or the pebbles that will keep. Okay.
They are asking if there is any reimbursement for the bot development.
Okay, unfortunately, we will not be able to provide any reimbursement. But if you win the event, then you can already see it's a great investment, right? Uh, yes. Also, Sham has suggested a few YouTube channels, Electro Noobs and Great Scott. Yes, absolutely. And yes, OpenCV and CAD tutorials in SolidWorks. You can go through what these tech stacks are. You can understand why they are used, and everything has been done in the session. So you can please watch them also. Registering for the event is not going to do any harm. So you can register for it. It's a learning experience for us as well as you, right? So no issues there. We will always be open to help you and for you to learn as much as possible from this problem statement. Any other questions? Okay, I think that should be it. And if you have any other problems, then you can surely contact any one of us. You can find our contact numbers, our WhatsApp numbers from the site also. It has been shared there. So, myself, Harshit Sharma, are you here, Harshit? Yeah, so Harshit Sharma is another organizer for this event, and Arjun PS. Okay, so myself, Harshit Sharma, and Arjun PS. Arjun, are you here? Is Arjun here, Harshit? Yeah, so you can anytime contact myself, Harshit Sharma, or Arjun PS. Our contact numbers have been shared on the internet. Uh, I mean the website. Okay, so yeah, that should be it. And I think there are a few announcements that we would like to make before ending the session. So Karan, are you here? You want to make some
Yeah, so
announcements?
yeah, sure. So before moving to announcements, can you just please again brief them about the timeline and the both the rounds, so they can get a quick review of that,
The timeline?
and what will be in the rounds for a quick review. Like you spoke everything about that for just
Yeah.
a quick review, so that it just fits in their mind about the timeline and all.
Sure. Okay. So the first mid evaluation will be on 8th of January. Okay. In that, you need to submit your CAD design and the documentation for your algorithms, for your components, everything that you're going to use. And we'll also provide you, the exact format of how it all should be in a single folder. Should it be as a GitHub repository and everything. Next, final evaluation will be on 15th of January, tentative. Okay, of everything. Is it fine? Then we'll instruct you if you can actually make something before coming to before coming to college, or I mean before the actual event on 20th January. We will advise you to already have fabricated a few components. So in that we will instruct you, and if you will be able to do that also in 15th January, then you'll be in for the final event on 28th January. Okay, so 28th January is the main day, and 5 teams will be there for the final event that we'll be choosing. Is that fine, Karan?
Yeah, great. So thank you very much, Drew, for conducting the Q&A session so brief, so nicely. So
Thank you.
let's let's move on to the few announcements that I would like to make. The first announcement is about the opening of registration for Navyantra and Utkranti also. So we have opened the registration for Navyantra and Utkranti also. Do register for that. You can see Utkranti is just an in-campus event. No one from other campus are allowed to participate in that event. Utkranti is an event where you would be taught how to make a drone. We will conduct workshops on how to make a drone, and how after that the best drones will be participating in the drone race. So you might have saw glimpses of death race that we conduct in Confito. So this is going to be another level where we are conducting the drone race. The main aim of our event is to, we can say, diminish the hype of making a drone. You can see there is making a drone is such a fancy thing here. Like many students dream of making a drone, but we are aiming to make we are aiming to do this thing in such a huge level Like making a drone should be the first step and not the limiting step. Each and every person should think about what we will do after making a drone, not just making a drone. Like think about the applications of drone. So this is all event about making drone and drone race. So it's a great event. We are planning so many different things to implement in this event. Next is Navyantra, which is a hardware-based event. So this is the event where you will be able to learn manufacturing and fabricating, how you will make the bot. So here also there will be event will be divided in two parts, so online mode and offline mode. So if anyone is having any doubt related to it, you can just contact the team head that I mentioned in the poster. So this was the two announcement about the event. Coming to the next big announcement, we would like to first thank Arun Dayal Uday sir for this opportunity that he is going to provide 2 internships for the winners in the field of robotics in Aduza Robotics. So we would like to thank Arun sir from the bottom of our heart.
Thank you very much, sir. This is great.
Thanks a lot. See you.
Yeah, so the internships will be provided based on your experience, based on your work, the hard work you will put in the fest. So do participate in the events, show your skills, and I would just like to say that the field of robotics is very jargonish field. You will listen many different words that you're not familiar with. You will think like, what is this? What are these words? I won't be able to do this thing. Trust me, I was also the same bug guy when I was in first year. But after reading different things about robotics, I come to know jargon is different things. But it's very interesting field that you will start having interest the moment you start diving deep in it. So without thinking about I don't know anything, I don't know this skills, I don't know this skills, just start learning different things. You got time to do the idea submission, so just start learning things. Trust me, it is possible to make the robot to make the prototype in this time. The timeline is perfect to make the prototype, even if someone is not having a skill of writing an Arduino code. So learn different things, put your maximum hard work in the event of Dhairya, and trust me, you will get to learn many much things. Also, just a small thing I would like to say that many of my batchmates and all of us have learned maximum things while participating in competitions only. If you are making a project by your own, you will approximately take 3 to 4 months while doing the work. But participating in events, you got a deadline, you got a timeline on which you have to work. So great projects are built in such a small time. So do participate in the event. So that's all from my side. Anyone who would like to ask furthermore any questions regarding TAKSHAK, contact any one of the team heads, any team heads from the team, your team. So that's all from the our side. We'll be conducting more sessions if you would like. If you are having much more doubts, we'll be definitely conducting sessions on there, not only on Dhairya, but on different events also. So
Yes.
stay tuned. Do follow our social media pages and YouTube channel. Much more things are coming back to back.
Yes, so this is a fest, and we would expect all of you to participate in large numbers. Also, make teams with your friends, and yes, we would also like your feedback to know if we can conduct more sessions or specific sessions to teach something from the feedback form. So I think Udayan, you can share the feedback form right now. Everyone who is in the meet, we would like you all to submit a feedback form for this meet, and you can also suggest if we can take some sessions on something or anything that you would like to get help in.
Yes, sir, sharing the feedback form.
Yes.
So do fill the feedback form. Share your feedback with us. Where we should be conducting more sessions or not, and do register, guys. Trust me, you will have a lot of fun by just participating in the event. Because as you see in the video of previous year, we are going to have much more pre-events and fun events also. So do participate, do register, and definitely there are huge prize money if you win.
Yes.
Also, if anyone is having any doubt related to where you should learn different skills and all, text any of the team heads, text Dhruv, Harshit, Arjun. They are available at all times for giving you answers. Don't limit yourself by different things. Try and explore as much as you can in the small timeline, and you will get to learn many more things. So, Arun sir, Would you like to add anything to this?
I think
Prof.
Arun sir is not. I mean, he is using mobile, so I think he will not be able to communicate now.
Okay, sure, no issues. So, okay, so that's all from our side. We would like to thank the Professor Arun Dalude for uh, having some great words about our fest in coming to this meet and giving some great feedback to the students. So that's all from our side. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming to the Q&A session.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so as you all can leave, we'll be seeing you in the next session soon.
Before leaving, just fill the feedback form.